Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Dinkar and I welcome each and every one of you in this session. I hope everybody is doing great, feeling healthy and fine. So once again, welcome to the top news coverage for the RBI Grade B 2023 examination. And again, a very good morning to each and every one of you, those who have joined the session. Just let me know in the chat box that you are here in the session. And thank you so much for joining the session every day in the morning. And I welcome each and every one of you. So I think we have already covered around six top news coverages, and this whole week will be running on the top news coverages, and the next week will be a totally different way, right? So once again, I welcome each and every one of you. So may I know how many people are there in the session? May I know how many people are there in the session? They can just let me know in the chat box. Okay, so let's start with our session. So this is RBI Grade B 2023 examination top news coverages, and today we'll be discussing about the Global Unicorn Index. Global Unicorn Index. It is related to unicorn is related to the startup, and we'll be going to study regarding the startup type and various type of startup which are being given under the various categories. Then what is the ranking of various startup? Which country is doing good? Which country is losing the ground and everything? Okay. So Horon Global Unicorn Index report, India has got the third spot. India has got the third spot with 63 unicorn. Okay, with 63 unicorns are there in India, and that is the third spot that India is having. So this is the report regarding the Hurun Global Unicorn Index. So the first country is the USA, which is having the highest number of unicorn, that is 666 unicorns are there in America, USA. Then second spot has been taken by the China. China is having just the half the number of startups, that is 316 as per the USA. Then the third spot has been taken by the India, that is 68 unicorn startups are there. Then UK, after that Germany, Israel, France, Canada, South Korea and Brazil. So India is in the top three position as per the current report for the Unicorn Index of 2023. So this startup Global Unicorn Index is being released by the Hurun Research Institute, and the ranking is being done based on the startups that is founded in 2000s. Okay, the index is the ranking of the world startups founded in 2000 are worth, those who are worth at least $1 billion or more, and those who are not listed on a public exchange. Okay, their worth is like $1, 1 billion and more, but they are not listed in the foreign exchange, sorry, public exchange. Now, what is the purpose of this Hurun report? What is the purpose? Why this startup index is being released and something like that? So the Unicorn Index 2023 is being released to give the insight view, to give an insight view regarding what is going to be the economy of tomorrow. आगे का इकोनॉमी कैसा रहेगा, क्या चीजें रहेंगी, what all things will be coming in the economy. So based on that, because startups are the future, because startups are solving some of the problems. Okay, these startups are telling like what is the major challenging issues that are coming and what they are solving it, right? We have Byju's is there, we have Ola is there, we have Zomato is there, we have Swiggy is there, and various other like we have SpaceX is there, right? Then we have social media platforms are there. All these are some of the successful startups are there. So this is they normally show like what is the economy of going to be tomorrow and what is the focus area, right? So the sector they are in and the countries and the city, this give the indication like which city is attracting most of the world top young talents, where the smartest capital is going, and which city and which country is having the best startup ecosystem. So this report tells like which country is having the best ecosystem for startup, which country is attracting the young talents of the world, which country is having the highest number of smart capital of the world, like that. So this report of the Horan report tells that what is going to be the future. Now, countries like this concept of startup earlier was not known to everybody. Okay, the concept of startup was not known to everybody. After the COVID-19 pandemic, over after the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, so the it gives a wake up call. It just gave a wake up call after the outbreak of the COVID. Okay, people have realized like what is going to be the potential, what is the potential and the contribution of the unicorn in the future of the economy. Okay, because if we go, we see that Paytm is there. Okay, Paytm is there, then we have phone pay is there. Okay, then we have Zomato is there, then we have Swiggy is there, right? Then we have Byju's is there, right? So after the outbreak, because these all things have played a major role in the COVID-19 pandemic, right? So they have realized the potential contribution they give. They give the potential contribution, and based on like where the startup, where the unicorns are being placed, and which countries having the better startup ecosystem. Okay, right now, earlier there were at least one unicorn, like the number of countries at which at least one unicorn has doubled from 24 to 48. Okay, so if we count all the countries, at least one country, earlier 24 countries were there, they have at least one unicorn was there, but now it has been doubled to 40. Okay, as per this Honan report 2023. So there are categories in which like what is the meaning of this unicorn. So let's see. Startups are being classified under three categories. One is unicorn, second is gazelles, third one is cheetah. Okay, unicorn means all those startups after the year of 2000 has the valuation of US dollar 1 billion or more, right? Then gazelles. These are the startup which are most likely to go unicorn within the next 2 years. Within the next 2 years, people sometimes say that they have a dollar 500 million valuation. Okay, so they are going to go unicorn in next 2 years, right? Then cheetahs are the startups which can go unicorn in the next 4 years. So startups are being classified under the unicorn, gazelles, and cheetah, right? Now, as per the Huron Unicorn report, USA, especially the Silicon Valley, has attracted the most unicorn founded from abroad, followed by Europe. In the Silicon Valley, the maximum unicorn has been formed. After that, Europe is there. Okay. Byju's is one of the top 10 unicorn startup that has experienced a significant increase in the valuation. Byju's is the top 10 unicorn whose valuation has increased exponentially. If we go by that, right now during the COVID era time, it has valuation has gone up to $22 billion. Okay, so that we call it as whose valuation has increased all of a sudden. India is having under the third category the number of gazelles, that means $500 million of the valuation of the startups. India is ranking third. Okay, and as per the global 500 companies, who are non-state controlled, in which the companies are non-state controlled, India is having the fifth rank. Global 500 companies are there in which the government has no control. India is ranking fifth under that. Okay, India and China are having the highest proportion of gazelles and unicorn if we count. Now, But none of the startups of India has featured on the top 10. टॉप 10 में इंडिया का कोई भी स्टार्टअप नहीं है. ओके, 35 with 35 unicorns, the largest number of e-commerce, USA is having the largest number of e-commerce unicorns. 35 unicorns are there. It is e-commerce. Okay, then followed by China. China is having 24 e-commerce unicorns, and India are having uh, 17 e-commerce. Now, as we have already discussed regarding the gazelles, France, Canada, and Australia have the smaller percentage of the startups, very smaller percentage of the startups. And it is said that if that startups they are not going to launch, they will lose their ground in the global 500 list also. Okay, France, Canada, and Australia may lose the ground also in the global 500 companies report if they do not increase the number of startups in their countries. Then logistic arm, Alibaba. Everybody know Alibaba is a group holding China. Logistic arm of the Alibaba Group Holding Limited, that is the 10th, that has been placed under the 10th category, 10th rank under the Hurun Research Institute Global Unicorn Index. So this is only the logistic company. This is only the logistic company which is placed on the top 10 category list. On the top 10 category list. Okay, and India has already solidified its position to the third largest. Okay, 68 companies are there in our country. Your startup companies are there which have a valuation of $1 billion according to this research report. Okay, so we can see that edtech giant, that is Baiju, their valuation is $222 billion. After that, food delivery and quick commerce startup, that is Swiggy, and fantasy sport Dream 11. We know a lot of advertisements are coming. Dream 11 पे अपनी team बनाओ and all those the 1 crore offer they are giving, right? So Byju's, Swiggy, and Dream 11. These are the companies whose valuation has increased manifold. Okay, Byju's is having the highest valuation in the startup, that is 22 billion. After the Swiggy is 8 billion and Dream 11 is 8 billion. Okay, no Indian startups are under a top 10 category. And we know a delivery, logistic unicorn, delivery is there, that is having the 14th position and the list of the top IPO last year, that is delivery. Now some more data regarding this Hurun report is that 70 unicorns that are founded outside India are being run by the Indian co-founders. 70 unicorns are there which are being founded outside India, in which Indians are the co-founders. Okay, so this brings the total number of startups opened by India or founded by India to 138. Okay, if we count this thing, if we count this, so people from India, China, and Russia, people from India, China, and Russia are the major startup co-founders, and they are producing the more offshore unicorn in than any other country. Like this, the person from the India or China or Russia are only producing the more offshore unicorn startup throughout the world. Okay, so the number of unicorns in the world have increased to 1361. Now the ranking, now the total number of unicorns in the world with 666 unicorns. China second, founded. I hope everybody have been familiar with the word of OpenAI ChatGPT. I hope everybody might be familiar with the word of OpenAI ChatGPT. So this is the global performer last year. Exponential growth of $220 billion in the valuation has been seen. Earlier, the Chat GPT was having the ranking of 272, and automatically, because of this performance of the Chat GPT, the ranking has came out to be the 17th ranking. Okay, from $17 billion, the rank there with a valuation of $37 billion. Okay, with a valuation of $37 billion. So these are some of the star performer. These are some of the star performer in the startup ecosystem. Now, in the valuation, the biggest drop in the valuation has been seen in the ByteDance. Okay, has been seen in the ByteDance, which with a significant decrease of $150 index. Uh, so the maximum number is in the USA, then second is China, and India is 68. After that, if you see the valuation of the Indian company, in the Byju's is having $22 billion, Dream 11 is $8 billion, Swiggy is $8 billion, Ola is $7.5 billion, and Razorpay is $7.5 billion. Okay, so based on the ranking, Byju's is having 14th ranking, Dream 11 is having 84th ranking, Swiggy is having 84th ranking, like that. Ola 94 and Razorpay is 94 ranking is there. So this report, the Hurun report, is a very important, and it highlights that how India is growing, in which all places the India is growing. Okay, and how the ecosystem of the unicorn is developing in the coming years, right? This report tells us that like where the maximum money is flowing, maximum money of the investor is flowing, at which place the money is flowing. Like if we see over here, like ed tech companies are there. Okay, finance fintech companies are there. Okay, then we have a fantasy sports are there, like Dream 11 is there. Okay, so here in India, the maximum then Ola cars and everything are there, which are producing more and more jobs and more investment in this area. So all these things, unicorns are driving the innovation of the country. The startups are driving the economic growth of the country. They are also creating various type of jobs in the country, and automatically they are transforming the industries of the country in a totally different way, and they are positioning themselves in a totally different way. Okay, so the Indian startup ecosystem is being positioned very well. So we have to take the maximum advantage of that, so that once they mature and evolve in a proper way, automatically they will generate huge economic growth. At the same time, a good amount of jobs can be created. So guys, this is all for today. I hope everybody has enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for joining the session. And we have the regulatory exam Telegram channel is there to join. Then regulatory app is there. Please download it. And then regulatory course are there. RBI Grade B examinations have, I think, 25th. They are saying that they will release the notification. Uh, Newspaper notification will become, and I think 1 or 2 days detailed notification will be coming. So make sure that you do and keep watching the Oliveboard channel, because we'll be coming out with the important news to each and every one of you. So don't worry, the exam is already been declared, I think, and you just have to don't worry about that. Please keep preparing for the examination and come out with flying colors. So thank you so much. Always remember, where there is a will, there is a way. So thank you so much. Bye bye, take care, and have a good day. Thank you so much.